Hi guys, I'm Ayana, and typically I don't look this crusty, but I was too lazy to put on makeup, so here I am. No eyebrows, nothing. It was very brave of me to film like this, but I am just so lazy and I don't feel like doing makeup, and I kind of just want to get this review over and done with. I just want to say that I am not trying to offend anyone. Like, if this was your favorite book, if the main character was your all-time favorite character, if this is your all-time favorite book, like, I'm not trying to bash anyone. My opinion is not important. If you still find a way to get offended, that's your own problem. I already made a disclaimer. Like, I don't usually do disclaimers, but I felt like I needed to, just because this conversation, this book, gets people riled up for some reason. So I need to make it clear that I'm literally not trying to offend anyone. If this is your favorite book, if you liked it, if you loved it, that's good for you. Like, that's fine. I'm not trying to change your opinion. I'm not trying to say that if you like this book, you're a terrible person, blah, 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 blah. Also, if Christina's somehow watching this video, which I don't know why, because I'm not that big of a channel, I'm not doing this to be mean or to get views or like anything like that, because I know a lot of people, when they do negative reviews of a popular book written by a booktuber, it's typically to get views and attention. But really, I just want to review it because I had nothing else to make, like, to upload for my channel this week, and this was the most recent popular, like, anticipated release for most people. And two, I noticed that there weren't a lot of reviews out there, so maybe I figured if I post my review, other people will post their reviews, so we can see like what other people liked about it. Because I don't know, so we can see more videos of what people liked or didn't like. I do have a few really big issues with this book though, but I'll get into that towards the end. But I do want to say that if you're watching this and you're like, Mayana, this isn't like the typical genre you read. I know, girl. I know. Like, I read this book because someone posted a out of context passage of something that happened in this book, and I was like, oh yikes. It was the passage of the Beatles thing, like, oh, like, you, like, oh my god, I love the Beatles, or whatever that happened. It was that, and I noticed that it was out of context, and a lot of people were getting riled up about it. But I'm like, well, you don't know what the reason is behind this, and I can't really judge this book, and I haven't read it. So I said, okay, well, I'll just read it. It's a new adult book. Like, I don't care if it's marketed as YA. The main character is 20 years old and she's in college. It's a new adult book. And I am a new adult. So I don't really have that many like new adult books that I typically would reach for, but this seemed like something that maybe I would like. So I decided to pick it up. As y'all know, like, the only kind of contemporary romance I read is contemporary dark romance. So this was kind of a change for me, but not really. I do want to also state that I'm completely fine with booktubers having books. Like, I'm not one of those people that are like, oh my god, all booktubers want to write. Like, oh my gosh, like, why does every booktuber want to have a book? Because we're all readers, so of course we want to have books. Like, I write as well. My writing will just never see the light of day. No, but I write as well, and I can't wait to read more books by booktubers in the future. I can't wait to read more books by booktubers in the future, and to review them and read them and all that stuff. So, like, I don't mind. I'm not the kind of person who's gonna sit here and be like, another booktuber with a book. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I really don't care. I'm actually really excited. Like, this is a big change, and hopefully smaller booktubers will get deals as well for books, hopefully. Last but not least, I am a harsh reader. I am very, very picky. So when I went into this book, I actually went into this book trying to be as open-minded as possible, believe it or not, okay? I'm very, very picky with what I read. Like, every slight thing is just like it for me. And I'm really, really harsh, and I'm very stingy when it comes to my rating. So this book is about our main character, Shane, who is in college, and she goes to study abroad in the UK. And like, she has a roommate named Babe, and there's two other people who live across from her named Atticus and Pilot. And they all take like trips to different places in the UK every weekend, like to go to Rome and Paris and things like that. So I gave this book 2 out of 5, well, 2.5 out of 5 stars. I would have gave it 3 stars, but like I said earlier in the video, I had 2 really big issues with this book. So first I'm going to get into the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like. And I also want to state that this video is going to be non-spoilery. Well, I'm going to try to keep it as non-spoilery as possible. So the things that I liked the setting. Babe was my favorite character. I love the diversity. Like, not only was it diversity, it was racial diversity, but it was also diversity in like sexualities, and it wasn't forced. That was something that was really important to me when I read this book. Like, it was very diverse with race and sexuality, and it wasn't forced like most books where they're just throwing characters. Like, here's a black character, so the black people will feel important, or here's an Asian character for like the Asian people will feel important. Like, it didn't feel like that. It felt like it was genuine diversity, and I love that. I like that all the characters had unique names. At first, I was kind of like, what is this? But the more I thought about it, the more I actually liked it. Like, I love when my characters have unique names. Like, I love for my characters to have like different and unique names. So reading it in the book, I really enjoyed that. I did like the plot twist. It gave me 17 Again vibes. Sadly, the Zac Efron edition and not the Tia and Tamera one, which is the more iconic one out of the two movies, but I digress. It read like a rom-com. I love like certain kind of rom-coms, and this read like the kind of rom-coms that I like, you know? Like, the one, like, I don't know. It just read like a rom-com. And maybe that's what contemporary romance is. I don't read a lot of contemporary romance, so I like that aren't dark romances, so I really don't know how they read, but this one, it really read like a rom-com. Like 27 Dresses, which is icon, like, you know, one like that. Now I have to get into my dislikes, which sadly is going to take a majority of the video, and this is where like I start to talk about the issues that I had with the book. The writing isn't the best, but it's her first book, so like I'm not really criticizing that. It can be very, very corny at times, and the dialogue is very, very, very cheesy. I feel like the main character, Shane, was a self-insert of Christine. I am not subscribed to Christine, but I have seen a couple of her videos enough to get like a hold of what her personality is, and she really seemed like it was a self-insert, even to the point where her best friend Babe was Natasha, and I was subscribed to Natasha at a point, so I seen a couple of her videos and I know what her personality is like, and that's literally what Babe was. And like, it seemed so self-inserty to the point where I felt like I was reading Christine's diary, or like this was like a story time YouTube. Like, you know, when YouTube used to do story times and they used to replace people's names with like random stuff, that's literally what this felt like a story time. She's like, yeah, well, and then my best friend, we'll just call her Babe, like, you know. And then I walked and I seen this guy, and I don't know, we'll call him Pilot, like, you know, like that's what it seemed like. It seemed like I was reading, like, it seemed so weird. Shane was very like clumsy and quirky and hashtag relatable, like, you know, she was that kind of girl, like the kind of girl that's like shy but it's so quirky, and she has something about her that like everyone loves, like, you know, like that's how Shane came off in the book a lot. She's very immature for a 20-year-old. I am 20 as well, and the way that she handled certain situations, it was kind of like, girl, you cannot act like this. Like, Shane came off to me as a 16-year-old. Like, I felt like I can see why people will market this as a YA novel, because Shane acted like a 16-year-old instead of a 20-year-old. Like, there was this one stunt she pulled with her parents, and that is something a 16-year-old would do. Like, girl, you're 20. You don't need to be doing this kind of stuff. Like, once you, like, the stunt that she pulled with her parent is something that right now I would never do. And like, she just didn't, I don't know, she was very naive. And it wasn't like Laura G from To All the Boys I Loved Before naive, where it was like, I will admit Laura Jean is one of my favorite characters, but I will admit, like, her naiveness can be very, very annoying. But it was understandable because Laura Jean was a very sheltered 16-year-old. She wasn't a 20-year-old. And I can understand if Shane was a sheltered character, but at this point she had already been into college. She was 20. Like, The pop culture references were very, very annoying, and it was to the point where the book is split into two different timelines, 2011 and 2017. And it was like the pop culture references were trying to remind you that you were in 2017. Like, they kept having like references. Like, there was a pop culture reference, I kid you not, every single chapter. And like, I'm not a fan of pop culture references, but sometimes I will push that to the side and be like, oh, okay, like whatever, that was like interesting, okay. But it was to the point where it was one every single chapter, and sometimes it would be the same exact references, like from this, like it would be like the same references from like a certain franchise. Like, it'll be like Harry Potter references all throughout, or like different Harry Potter references. She was always name dropping books she was reading to remind us that it was 2011. It was to the point where I literally could not take it, and I needed to scream. And like, I had to put the book down, and like, it took me hours to finish this book, which like, it took me a lot longer to finish this book than it usually would have, because I kept having to put the book down because the pop culture references were getting too much. And it was just very, very, very excessive and very annoying. I did not need to be reminded that we were in 2011 every single minute. I got it when I opened the book and it said 2011. I did not need a reference every 5 minutes to let me know that it was 2011. Okay, I get it. Sorry, like, I really did not mean to go off like that, but it was just really, really annoying to the point that it was stressful. It was stressful. Let's talk about my least favorite thing in this book. The unnecessary girl on girl hate. Come on now. It is 2019. We do not need to be writing girl on girl hate in books. I don't care if this book was set in 2017. I don't care if it was set in 2011. This book is published in 2019. I don't know when she wrote it, but 2017, we weren't taking girl on girl hate either. So that's something we don't, like, that's something I will not accept in books at this point. Like, I do not accept girl on girl hate. Like, if a book was written in 2011 and they want to hate a character because they think that they're better than another person, that's weird, okay, but whatever. But it's 2019. We do not do that anymore. We do not hate on other girls because you think that you deserve her man more than she does, or you think that you're better than her. Well, Shane wasn't like this, but it's just an example. Or you think that you're better than another character because you don't wear makeup and she does. We do not do that in 2019. We do not do girl on girl hate, especially as unnecessary that it was in this book. The characters seem to not have a lot of chemistry together. Like, it seemed like it was very forced. Pilot was a very one-dimensional character, and one thing about rom-coms is that the male character is always into music. Pilot was no different from any other main character. He wanted to work on music and all of that stuff, which is like every other main male character in any rom-com ever. Like, he reminded me of the male love interest in Lowell, the movie with Hannah Montana, the movie with Miley Cyrus. Reminded me of that, but dull. At least that guy kind of had a personality, and they like had chemistry because they were best friends before. But like, it's an example. Like, it's nothing different. And I'm not saying it had to be different, but all he had was that he liked music. Like, nothing else. He had no personality. He was like a nice guy who was a low-key a dick at sometimes. Like, he could be kind of mean like to her at some points, and I'll be like, this is your man's, okay. And now let's get into my biggest issue for this book, and that is the cheating. Okay, so there was a lot of emotional cheating in the beginning of the book, and I can't really explain how it was cheating emotionally because it's explained in the second half and not in the first half. So if you read the book, then you will kind of know, or when you read the book, you'll kind of realize how it was emotional cheating. But if you still can't figure it out, comment down below, and then like I'll like let you know. But the beginning of the book was definitely emotionally cheating. And also, there was a point where like they almost kissed multiple times, and that's cheating. Like, I don't care. Like, if you're this close to someone, I don't care. If you're thinking about kissing someone, that's cheating. Okay? He's cheating. Like, I don't care if he did it or not. That's cheating, and that's wrong. You should not be thinking of any other woman in that way. I don't care if you were dating for 2 months. I don't care if you were dating for 2 days. I don't care if you were dating for 2 hours. That's cheating. After the plot twist kicks in, like, he actually does cheat with Shane on his girlfriend. And at this point, she had been his girlfriend of 6 years. So, like, he literally kissed Shane. But, like, it's okay because Shane was better than her, right? Shane deserved Pilot more than his girlfriend did, right? Because that's how Shane acted. That's how she treated the other girl. Like, I don't care. And it's like, you don't even know what this girl is. Like, you've never met her before. Like, you've never had, like, a conversation with her. You just wanted him for yourself. So you decided, oh, she's not perfect for you. Like, I deserve you more than she does. You don't know if she's a terrible person or not. And even if she was a terrible person, no one deserves to get cheated on. Shane had a fiance during this second point, and I get during the, like, after the plot twist, and I get that she really didn't want to be with him or whatever, but you didn't break it off with him. So not only, Shane, you're a cheater, but you're a homewrecker as well. How are you a cheater and a homewrecker? I'm a firm believer in karma, and how you get them is how you lose them. And I get that this is a fictional world, but I hope that in this fictional world, Shane gets her karma. And I hope that the ex comes back and Pilot leaves Shane for her. Because you can't just throw 6 years down the drain. He literally drew 6 years down the drain in, like, one day. And I don't care if they knew each other when they were 20. He thought about it. He didn't act on it, so he found a new girlfriend. Like, that, it's just unbelievable how he literally threw away 6 years for this girl. That's all for this book review that I have, because I am literally going, my brain vessels are gonna pop, okay? Like, I am just so stressed out. I hope I didn't come off too harsh. There were things in this book that really, really annoyed me and could have been done better. But it was her first novel, so I feel like in the future, I will read another book by her, as long as it doesn't involve cheating and girl-on-girl hate. If Pilot never had a girlfriend, and she never had a fiance, and it didn't involve cheating, this book probably would have gotten a 3 or 4 star to me. But the fact that it not only involved cheating, but it involved girl-on-girl hate, it got 2 stars from me. And so, like, the writing wasn't unbearable to sit through or anything. Like, I get the writing wasn't, like, the best thing ever, but it wasn't the worst thing ever either. And, like, I actually did fly through this book at points, like, without the pop culture references. I, like, really did fly through this book. So it was a very, like, easy book to read, and it kept my interest and it kept my attention. But it's the issues that I had with this book is why I gave it 2 stars. So hopefully Christine, like, does not do that in her next book. But I mean, I would definitely, like, buy the book to support her. And I'll check out another book, like any of her other books that she has coming out, as long as they, like I said, don't involve cheating or girl-on-girl hate, because it's 2019 and we don't do that anymore. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'm so sorry if I did come off as harsh. I was starting to get a little riled up in the end, but I'm calm now. I'm zen and I'm chill. So thank you for watching.